I don't, like, it could have been true. I don't recall doing that. That's scary as hell, you know? Or being in a blackout on stage, you wake up in, you know, wherever, in Denver, at a hotel, and you realize the night before you spoke publicly, and you don't remember what the fuck you said. Like, you got paid to speak publicly.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So you just bang out the meetings and just stay in contact with people?
I do that as much as I can. You know, thank God for what we do for a living. You know, it's like it is honestly, that cliche is true. Like stand up or you know, just doing anything in comedy. It is a rush. It is a fucking. I mean, if I were, I got buddies of mine I grew up with to work at gas stations, and they still get high like we did when we were 19, and. Sometimes, like, I never say this out loud, but part of me is like, dude, keep getting high. Because if that's all you got to look forward to.
Yeah, sniff paint.
Yeah, do whatever. Whatever's going to keep you alive.
We're going down to the shore. We bought some Coke, Artie.
Right.
We're going to Sandy Hook. The water's brown.
It's like 1984 still, you know. And,
we're going to Sandy Hook. It's the first exit with a beach. Fucking degenerate beach.
With a half a gallon bottle of Papua vodka. Plastic bottle.
Cum chaka. Yeah, it is amazing too. Like there's like a sliding scale. Like when we started, we probably started around. I started like 86.
Well, you're a little younger than me, yeah. So
really,
yeah,
42.
Yeah. I'm 40. I'm 45. Just turned 45.
All right.
Yeah. So, but the first time I ever tried it was 87.
All right. So same time we started. Yeah. It seems like the sliding scale of like guys that use. And guys that don't, it was like, this guy doesn't do anything. He's like, what's with this guy? And now it just seems like
different.
Everyone's sort of tapped out. And like, and now it's, I'm sure guys like, I know I've become a little bit of one. I'm sure you must be like tenfold what I am. Like somehow I'm the oracle. Like I'm the guy people call, because I wrote about panic attacks.
No.
You wrote about addiction.
Yeah.
So people call like, well, Artie knows. He knows. And you do know.
No, right.
And then you become.
It's pressure.
Then the weird thing is when you meet young kids that use, you're like, oh my God, you don't even realize you're just going to quit in 10 years anyway.
No, I know. You want to beg them like it's not going to help you. You're not going to
But you're also kind of jealous.
Yeah. You're jealous of youth. That's I find that. I'm like, you know, God, you're fucking, really, you're 25? Jesus Christ.
Oh, let's sniff paint and go to Sandy Hook.
Yeah. No, I get a lot of that with younger comics who are like, they say they want to be like you. And I'm like, really, God, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you feel like you need some therapy there.
So you're on tour. I saw you doing part of the Antisocial tour.
I do that, which is
Jimmy
a great
Norton,
gig. Norton
sober.
Attell.
David Tell doesn't drink anymore.
Doesn't drink. He's done. Yeah,
I believe sober. I don't know. I don't think there's meetings or anything, but he's
sober
out.
as a judge. He's not a meetings guy. I don't think.
Sober.
Yeah.
Like just those three alone. I don't know what Bill Burr does with his life.
I don't know.
But I don't think he's an addict at all.
No, not at all. He's not.
He's just a
doesn't
Boston
have that
person.
problem.
He's just
and
angry
DePaulo
Boston.
sometimes comes, and DePaulo's not a partier at all. You know, so his vice is
moderation.
His vice is anger. No, exactly. I can't. I can't understand how someone could be that funny and that much of like a non-compromising artist and not have addiction problems. I get like, because he really. But again, the jealousy of that is fucking brutal. I like, really, you can stop. You can fucking.
How long have you known Nick?
I've known Nick almost 20 years.
Oh, really?
I met him when I first went out to L.A. in '95 to do Mad TV, and I met him at the Laugh Factory. Like so like 17 years or something like that.
Nick and Artie's on DirecTV on the Audience Network and also on SiriusXM on either channel 92 or 94.
I think it's
somewhere
94.
In the 90s. It's 92.
Oh, you checked this 92?
XM2.
Davey Hammer.
Okay. Yeah.
I got your alias all covered and everything. Complete my song at Artie Quitter.
Yeah, so those Antisocial gigs, man, what a fucking gig. Attell and Norton approached me at the Comedy Cellar last year and said, I know you're trying to ease back into it. Everybody does 20 minutes. The pay's really good. You know, we do like 2,000 to 3,000 seat Indian casinos. We've done like 5 of them. But I do my own stuff too. I got a new hour of shit from the last couple of years of nuttiness, and then sometimes me and Nick go out. So stand up, I'm pretty busy.
So you and Nick doing a sports show together was just an obvious, easy thing that you guys had in your head.
It fell into my lap. I was trying to figure out what to do. Like, you know, Howard and I had officially parted ways, and it was in a real amicable way. He's like, look, man, the schedule is crazy. It's out of nothing. I love you. He's like, you know, just you got to be well, you know, and I'd support anything you did, but I don't think this is going to work here. And I agreed with him. So when that happened, I was just making some phone calls to some people. Nick had always stayed in touch with me to see if I was all right. And I called him up, and he goes, I literally just talked to the guys at DirecTV, and they said, think about a partner, because we'd love to do 2 comedians doing a sports show. And I called him like 10 minutes later, and he called DirecTV, and they were fans of Stern. They're like, we'd love it if he's really okay. So there was a trial period where we did a couple of test shows, and they made sure I was. They
tell you all about your P1s. You got to hit your posts.
Yeah, dude, I was on the biggest radio show of all time for 10 years. I don't know anything about radio because he listened to no rules. There was no we're up against a hard break. I'm like, I never heard that before in my life.
You're gonna be out at 58, man.
Yeah, so Nick hosts it, and I just sit there and just act like a boob. You know?
I like it a lot. It's a weird phenomenon that's new. Like Dan Patrick and Francesa and those guys. Like suddenly you're watching radio.
Yeah.
And it's like this free form. There's like this ambiguity where you're like, watch. It's like if the Tonight Show just kept going for 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
And they get like maybe there's a guest and we'll just talk. And it speaks volumes of how interesting and how funny you and Nick are, just being yourselves. That anybody would just sit and watch guys talk. Yeah. Like Francesa, there's a certain thing you got to pull. There's always got to be a gag or a gimmick. Sure. Francesa, I don't know how much people are watching that, but like Boomer and Carton, you're like one of the guys is Boomer Esiason.
Yeah,
no, I know. There's Boomer and like Mike and Mike. Like there has to be like this chemistry, but with you guys have superseded, and I think it's gonna usher in a lot of guys right behind you. Well, and it's got to feel good on the Stern Show that you were never replaced.
Well, I don't know. I think by that point it was like, because I'm sure it's not about being funny. It was just about just the madness of my life became such a part of it, and that's hard to replace as someone as nutty as me. I think, and I think Howard's even kind of burnt out. Like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. That chair's still empty there.
If you could pick, knowing the Howard Stern Show as much as you know the Howard Stern Show, a guy that would be perfect as that third mic, who would you pick?
Don Ho.
Henry Kissinger.
Tiny bubbles.
Who would be perfect for it would have to be someone. It has to be a combination of someone. I guess it could be funny, but also someone's got a real thick skin that could take the ball breaking part too, because and someone who's willing to be honest, I guess, about their life.
Norm could do it.
Norm would be great, but I think after a while, Norm would get sick of that schedule way quicker than I did. That's the other thing is the schedule. Like be willing to do that grind because Howard has this work ethic that's insane. It's just like
explain that. So, like people don't know
so
that.
So regimented.
Really?
I mean, he's one of those guys he's a real artist and an original, but he's also he has the regimen of like an accountant, which is a weird thing.
That probably comes from his OCD.
Yeah. No, he's like, I gotta be here at this time. I gotta be in bed at 8 o'clock. I gotta, and if the people in my life can't deal with it, they're gonna have to because they can't be in my life if that's the case. Because this is how I have to live to keep doing what I love doing. So that whole combination is, I don't know. It'd be weird. I think Jim Brewer was a guy who could definitely do like all
Love Jimmy.
Brewer's a guy and he always came on and he destroyed. He could do every voice and Howard loves him, but I don't know if Jim would be totally comfortable with the honesty that shows sometimes. Not that he's got anything to hide,
Howard
but it's
starts
like I
talking
don't think he'd want to deal with it.
I know exactly what you're saying, Jim. There's a gentleness to, and I mean this in the most positive way.
Right,
in the world.
yeah,
There's a real sensitive beauty to Jim.
There is.
When Howard would start make fun of if Howard started to make fun of Jim wiping his dad's ass.
Yeah.
That's not gonna fly.
Right.
Because Jim's actually caring for his elderly dad. Do you know what I mean?
No, I know, and like when all that stuff kind of started happening with that, I knew my father would like it because he was just such a Stern fan.
What, living with Brewer? I called Brewer, texted him again, and then I texted him another time, and I said, well, I don't know, like, are we not friends anymore? I don't know. And then about a month went by.
Right.
And he calls me, he goes, JJ, it's Brewer. JJ, fucking relax. Bro, I wipe my dad's ass. I have fucking human being. What the fuck?
I know.
And he just took me out. Like just an undertow that pulled me under into the real world. With my, I'm driving through Malibu like, hey, well, I guess we're not friends anymore, dude. And then you find it took 2 weeks for that to register. Like my bullshit took 2 weeks to crack through caring for the elderly, as it should.
Well, yeah, we all get there in this business where you find out you've been so, and that goes to being an addict too. You're so self-absorbed. I do that all the time. You start thinking like, you know, what about my world? What the fuck's your bro? And Brewer does have a charm about him. He's given me some pep talks about show business that have like almost saved my life a couple of times. Yeah, right. And you get, it's almost like talking to that kid in high school, like, what are you doing, man? You're fucking show, but what's your problem? You're depressed about, you know?
The best Brewer thing that he ever told me was him and his friends were tripping on acid, running on like Jones Beach, and one of his friends goes, guys, and he turns around and his friend was fucking in the sky, like you never heard this? He told it on Opie and Anthony, and we were like, we almost had heart attacks. You know when you laugh so hard you got to get up and get out? When you're like, this isn't good for me. I'm gonna have something's gonna break. And he goes, his friend's going like, guys. And he goes, bro, we just fucking left him there, bro. Bro, we're like, whoa. I don't know what the kid's name was. Tommy's fucking hovering, man.
He's hovering.
What the fuck, man? So they run home and just leave this kid who's just like 5.5 feet off the ground in like a Christ pose off. And they're like, I know we're tripping, but he is off the ground. Like we can see the boardwalk under his feet.
That's good shit.
They go back the next day. The kid ran into a volleyball net. And he had his hands up when he was running, and it flipped him up and over.
Oh, you're kidding me.
And he got suspended up in the volleyball. He was actually
That's a great
in
drug
the sky.
story. That's a great drug story. Because it turns out to be reality.
Shut up. Yeah.
You know what else is like that has that, like some guys are just like so happy that you're in show business, they don't know why you could be depressed. Like Tracy Morgan's, you know, like we're in show business.
We're going to get everybody pregnant.
We're going to get everybody pregnant.
Artie Lange, Chris Mullen is my biological father. I gave birth to Dale Ellis.
You're like,
What's your favorite book?
Yo, Scruples is my favorite book of Scruples. Because it's illicit.
What's your favorite food?
Ronzoni is my favorite pasta. I got everybody pregnant. Antonio Cromartie got 5 of my kids, damn it. That's Nick and Artie on Sirius XM.
He's one of those guys where like, you go, I'm feeling shitty about it. He'll just go, you a legend. What
You
crazy about?
legendary.
You legendary. Who gives a shit? We in show business.
Yeah, I like Booger Sugar too. Artie Lange is my uncle. Everybody know you got a ghetto pass.
One time he had an ankle thing on, and I said, "How you doing?" He goes, "I'm enjoying my sobriety." I said, "How long?" I said, "How long you been sober for?" He goes, 8 days. He had an ankle thing.
I'm enjoying my sobriety. It's like the best Tracy words.
That's what he said.
I'm enjoying my sobriety.
I said, just out of nowhere, you offered that up. I'm enjoying my sobriety.
Maya Angelou was the 11th hijacker. I fucked up the number. I guess it's the spirit.
I think it's 20 of the
20th. The extra shooter, the man in the grassy knoll. That was Tom Clancy.
He's mixing American tragedies.
Yeah. Abraham Lincoln had a secretary called Malcolm X. And Malcolm X's secretary was called JFK. Shit got bananas.
John Wilkes Booth. That's coincidence? I don't think so. What are you talking about? He had 3 names. John Wilkes Booth.
And he shot John Lennon, goddammit. John Wilkes Booth shot John Lennon in broad daylight in Dallas, Texas.
Sarah Jessica Parker killed Robert Kennedy.
Yeah. Sirhan's my biological father. He's enjoying his sobriety.
He's enjoying his sobriety. Oh, he's got an ankle thing that the police like fucking cemented to him. I'm enjoying my sobriety.
It probably, you know why he said that? It probably had a mic.
I was gonna say,
He's no dummy.
Yeah,
That guy's dumb. That guy's crazy.
Right.
He's a fucking fox.
He's a self-promoter.
I'm gonna take my shirt off till somebody has sex with me.
Yeah.
and you are his uncle.
Yeah, he did go around for like 2 years saying, Jay Moore's my uncle. He was in a fist fight
I don't know why.
at the Melrose Improv with the
Why?
audience.
Yeah, bro, there could be
The
no
audience
reason.
and him were fist fighting in the lobby of the Melrose Improv.
At the Melrose
And he's
Improv?
going, I miss my daughter. He just keeps yelling over. I got a big girl with a doo-doo pamper, and I miss her.
I miss my daughter.
H.A. I miss her. He doesn't, and for the listeners, he doesn't have a daughter. He has 3 sons, and one of them is like older than him.
Oh, right.
My son's gonna drive me to school. I'll be right back, Jay Moores. You legendary.
He's got a son that's older.
I'm enjoying my sobriety. I read Scruples on the train. I just discovered books on tape.
You like that shit?
Yeah.
That's up your alley.
Crippin' pussy, stay wet.
He's,
That's what
he goes, I love me some welfare pussy. That's what he said on Howard and Ricky. I love me some welfare pussy.
I like this charge.
I like.
It can't be good.
I like